everybody. Welcome to episode 23. It's getting exciting.
Not another parents. No.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm
honestly.
Joking.
What is
Not
it?
another couples podcast.
Well done. Hi, I'm Suzie. This is Mark, my husband.
Also known, if you're playing this back in reverse, Cram Streebor. It would be Streebor Cram.
So that's your name backwards,
Yeah.
for those people at home who were a little bit...
if they wanted to play it backwards. Do you remember
not inside your head to know how your brain works?
They played certain music like, was it thrash metal or whatever, but if you played it backwards, it was like saying satanical.
Or it was like a lullaby or something.
No, it was like all satanical. Anyway, sorry. Hi.
Hi, talking of that sort of silliness. April's Fool's Day. April's Fool's Day? Fool's Day. April Fool's Day.
Thank you.
It just sounded wrong then when I said it.
The only one I remember, do you remember? Because obviously the papers still throw things out. But the one I fell for when I was ickle is the Times.
So last week.
The Times put pictures up of a spaghetti tree.
Yes, that was in... I read about that. Oh, like Sweden or somewhere like that.
I don't know where they took the photos, but they hung
they did it.
fresh pasta off trees.
And people, it was BBC put it up, I think, or something.
And it must have been BBC. Yeah, I think it was on the... Yeah.
And people were writing in to find out how they could grow spaghetti on trees.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I remember, like, when we were kids, it was a really big deal. Maybe it was just because we were kids. It was a really big deal at school. Everyone was like, oh my God, it's April Fool's Day tomorrow.
Yeah, what do you do?
Turn up to school, the teacher's going to do this, and they do all this stuff. And you didn't believe anything anybody said up until midday. Yes. And then after midday, it didn't count.
Is that true?
Yeah, well, that's what I remember.
Jesus.
That's what happened up in Hertfordshire.
Up in Essex.
Hertfordshire.
Thank you.
But that's the thing. I don't remember, not recently, it's not such a big deal. Maybe because of so many sort of media sources that it gets sort of lost. I don't know. It's not such a big
I know what you
thing.
mean.
Our kids like completely oblivious to it. I don't even know it even happens, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last one. I can't remember the last one. There was one that was quite good recently. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, but you're right. It's just kind of all got swallowed up.
Facts? Do you know what it's called? What they call it in France? Being a French speaker yourself.
Le jour de... What's a full gester? I don't know.
That's a very good guess, but it's not right, caller. We have got... I'm going to have to read it now.
Oh.
Poisson d'avril.
Fish. April fish.
Yes. They think because... It's because...
You've got a lot of movement going on today.
I know, I'm a bit really. Because... in the olden days, back before the
Wankel rotary engine.
That's it. The reason we have April Fool's Day, do you know? Same question, sort of.
Oh God,
linked.
there's a lot of tests today.
I know. It's good. We're doing this very early as well.
April Fool's Day to get rid of stupid people.
Pretty much, but it was there's nobody actually knows the real reason, but there's rumour that it was to do with the lunar calendar. And people used to start the year in Easter.
Oh, I see.
And then they reverted it to the 1st of January. And so people who still thought that's when the New Year's were idiots. So they called them April Fools. And so they used to like do silly tricks to them, pranks, because people were just being idiots.
That lunar calendar.
So easily caught is the thing. A caught fish, new fish in April. That's the French way.
Oh, I like that.
So educational this morning, aren't we? So educational.
Yeah, devil's hat on.
It's because I've got I feel like this is a bit of a MAGA hat, isn't it, really?
Yeah, when you came downstairs, I was like...
Someone bought this.
Wearing?
Someone bought this for me. It's just because I'm going to the gym and my hair is really disgusting. And it was sitting on the shelf just behind you. So I was like, yeah, pop that on.
Oh, look, my little
Someone brought this back from Croatia. Tim.
Oh.
It's a club in Croatia. It's called En Vogue.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the coolest beach bar place to go.
Okay.
So that's why I'm cool. See, people, I'm cool. And then my T-shirt, I've got, it's okay to feel SHIT.
What does that stand for?
So happy in town. And it's a lovely lady called Suzie.
What's so happy in town?
Well, it just spells out shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I get that. But you could have come up with something else like...
Well, I think it's because it's a mental...
Sad.
No, it's a mental health charity. So it's trying to say, look, just be yourself. Be happy. Doesn't matter if you're feeling shit. It's okay.
Slap his inguinal tits.
Incy testicle.
Yes, there we are.
Okay, so come up with your own...
Squeeze his
Please come up with your own
internal testicle.
Hmm.
There we are. Good.
Okay. So any other options, please do write in. Not another couples podcast.
Look out for April Fools and let us know.
Yes.
Because I used to love those. When I was at school, we used to get them all the time.
My brother,
who
will listen to this, hello, He got married on 1st of April.
Did he?
Not because he was trying to like wangle.
Because he's a little poisson.
He's a poisson d'avril. Because where they wanted to get married, funny enough, that was the only date that was available when they wanted to get married. So they went, right, just do it.
Just do it.
But I always remember his wedding anniversary because it's first week.
Well done.
It's a happy anniversary.
Nice.
Paul and Kate.
Is that your shout out?
Yeah, shout out. See, shout out to my brother. Happy anniversary. Thank you. I can't remember how long they've been long. About 20.
Well, how was Emma?
8 years.
Yeah.
No, maybe 30. No, 29, 30 years. I don't know. Longer than us, anyway.
True.
Longer than us because we've got a 28-year-old.
Oh, yeah. See?
She's a proper grown up. She was a flower girl at our wedding. Remember?
God, yeah. Yes, I do.
And she was about 5 or something.
Ickle. We'd only just met when she was born. Is that
Literally
correct?
just born.
Blimey. Hasn't time flown?
Gosh, she was about 6 months when you first met her. Look at her now. Look at her now.
Talking about April, I was thinking about this morning. I think this is the toughest time of year because this is when, apparently, this is Mark's bits coming at you early, is New Year's resolutions have well and truly waned and failed.
Waned?
So I've been doing quite a lot of testing in the last...
Fitness and health assessment testing.
Yeah, can't use it testing, assessing. Yeah, not just testing.
Well, health assessment and performance testing.
So,
very different.
And everyone, it's that time of year where people go, I've been trying to stick to my New Year's resolutions. And then,
I've got really bored.
Yeah, well, they've set their targets so ridiculously high.
Right.
And then a lot of them, what we found from testing their metabolic rate is they're not eating enough. So they're like, I'm going to be really good. I'm only going to have 1,000 calories or whatever it is. And, I mean, the average is 1,500 for women before you do anything else, and 2,000. Yeah, and I still think that's too low. And it's proven that. We've had some pretty small, slight women come in with a metabolic rate of 1,700, and they're like, oh my God, no wonder I feel terrible. But then the other one is that New Year's resolutions, they set these unrealistic targets that they don't actually enjoy. People stick to stuff. You can stick to stuff for 2-3 weeks, like.
Yeah, but does anybody enjoy their New Year's resolution? Because most of the people go, I'm not going to drink ever again.
If they select it correctly, I think so. But everyone wants something that's got kind of bells and whistles. I'm going to run a marathon, or, if someone said, all right, I'm just not going to drink during the week. It's not a sexy.
So it's a bit like my Brave Pants thing back in the day, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where we said Brave Pants could be just wear red shoes, or you don't have to climb Everest. You don't have to jump out of an aeroplane. You don't have to do something massively thing. It's just something a bit more out there, or something that you're more hesitant to do.
Yeah. And
you hold yourself back from doing, and actually just put your brave pants on and do it.
Yeah. But this time of year, everyone feels, they kind of feel like they've let themselves down because they haven't achieved what they said. They haven't lost what they wanted, or they haven't gained what they wanted, whatever it is. And they haven't stuck with their goals. Because I just think they've set goals which were unrealistic. And then when people fail, they feel shit. It's okay to feel.
But it's okay to
small,
feel shit.
helmeted, inclined testicles.
Incline.
Yes. But yeah, I think having little goals. It's a bit like when you train an athlete, you have a kind of little cycles. So you have little small periodized cycles where you have your big goal at the end. I want to be able to run whatever it is. Yeah. You go, great. How are we going to get there? Olympics. Yeah. So if someone comes to me and goes, I want to run a marathon, or I want to do a 5K under 25 minutes, whatever it is, you go, great. Okay, here's our plan. And you just these little tiny ticks, whether it's weekly or bi-monthly or whatever.
Well, no, I was going to say, a glow. An example of this.
What did you just say? A glow?
A classic example, or an example is better.
Yes.
Is me, my testing. So
your
it's all about me.
My testicles.
My testicles are what we need to talk about. The way that it's been going. So I've been retested. We did it yesterday.
Yes.
And I think if I was just purely like everybody else, just standing on the scales,
100%.
I would be going, well, what is the fucking point?
Language. Suzie, please. This is a family show.
Really not working as much as it should be working for all the effort that's going in. So, but because I'm having the in-body testing, it's my whole body composition So the muscle mass is going up, body fat is going down, and the weight is going down, but it's very gradual because obviously those other things.
Your big one, which you're not the rarity in this, is your insulin. What are you?
Resistant.
And so it takes it.
I got 15 tins.
It takes time.
Yeah.
To actually allow to get insulin levels down and so on, and therefore start utilizing fat. And people think, I've just done 2 days. Why haven't It's tough.
Yeah,
it's taken time to become insulin resistant.
Yeah.
But it also takes time to become insulin sensitive. Insulin sensitive is where insulin's in the body, and the body reacts very quickly, and therefore you can start utilizing fat as an energy source and other substrates. Blah blah blah. But it's really tough for the person because they can. I remember Moira. She won't mind me shouting out. This was a old client who's lovely, 6'2", lovely Irish woman, the best laugh in the world. And she worked so hard, but she'd spent a long time in her youth not looking after herself, and it took a long time for the body to kind of find
reset.
That. Yeah.
But I think that's the thing. What my point was,
yes, please, arms.
Having the testing and having short-term little pats on the back,
yes, 100%
is really important because it keeps you motivated. If you're just, like I said, if I was just not able to have access to the fantastic machine that you've got at the gym and just relying purely on, yes, I can see changes in my body and I can feel changes in my body and different things, but it's not as obvious as what's going on structurally, if you like, internally.
But I also think to make pats on the back, I don't think people pat themselves on the back enough. I often say it to especially my younger athletes, is I actually get them, I say, just do that. And they're like, what? Just do that?
Weirdo.
And they pat themselves on the back. I say, well done. Because they don't, everyone's always after the big thing at the end. We're not very good, talk about, how everyone says, well, we must go back to our childhood, our mindfulness and being in the now. But most people are like, well, yeah, that's fine. Okay, I made a slight improvement, but I really want to get there. And you're like, all right, but just celebrate what you just done.
But be childlike again. Like you see kids just running around the playground just because naked. They can. No, that was wrong.
No, not the child. No, me being naked.
That's okay. Wrong. Sorry, apologise, people. He's
Do you remember
not
that sketch
in the What are you going to say now?
Remember that sketch in The Afterlife with Ricky Gervais?
Yes, when he calls him a C word.
Well, when the kid said he's walking past the playground with his nephew's there, and the kid goes, "Pedo." Okay. I'm not a pedo, and if I was, it definitely wouldn't be you, you fat ginger.
C-U-N-T, Thank you. Word we never say in this house or
that
anywhere.
That was a great show.
So everybody gets punched if they say that word,
today,
don't they? Excuse me, I'm talking here.
Sorry.
C-word.
I've got oh yeah, you can't use a C word in this house.
Who was it the other day?
Cunnilingus. Is that word okay? That's not a nice word.
4-letter word, thank you. And you know the one, we've just said it.
We didn't say it, Susie, because this is a family show.
Spelt it. But you can't say it.
Have you seen those sketches on Instagram?
Instagram or Facebook? Where?
We were watching that adolescence. We were learning about emojis, weren't we?
Yeah. I can't talk about that Shen was too.
It's. I don't know if you've seen on Instagram where there's a guy walking towards a woman and he goes, "Nice melons."
Oh, yeah.
And there's a guy behind. Anyway, today I'm walking in the park.
Oh, God, what did you say?
No. Guy walks past me, headphones on, and Yogi, our other dog, was past him on the other side. Anyway, I stop and call Yogi, and the guy turns to me really aggressively, goes, "What? What?" And I just point at Yogi, and he walks past. He thinks I don't know why I would call him a Yogi. I don't know. I was like, "Yogi, come." And he, "What you?" It was like properly aggressive. And I was like, I just pointed at the dog, and the dog came past, and he went, "Oh, what?" So,
some people arses.
But as we've said, some people I think enjoy being arseholes.
Yeah, they just don't. They've forgotten how to be normal, how to be nice.
Yes, guilty until proven. No, innocent until proven guilty. I think some people just
They just assume everybody's having a go at them. But we don't know what people have been through.
Well, that is very true.
What day they're having.
It could be their poisson day.
Could be. Maybe it's a poisson d'avril.
Oh, you're excellent.
So fluent.
Nice.
So fluent.
Very good. So yes, nearly got in a fight. Nearly got in a fight. First time I've been in a fight jogging. Yes.
Jogging.
I've only ever been in one fight. Have you been in a fight?
Taken verbal diarrhea pill this morning.
I just had a coffee.
Literally not some.
Well, it comes into my mind. Once it comes into my mind. Have you ever been in a fight?
No.
Never?
No.
Or with all your, if I would do this.
No, I've stopped fights probably, or protected people from being in a fight, a bit like Amber, like mother, like daughter. I protected people, but like, well, just become, because some people look just like, especially when they're out and they're drunk, as you know.
No, I'm not talking about protecting. I'm talking about, have you ever been?
No. Well, no. Well, okay, on Gladiators, I threw someone across the Powerball thing because she was annoying the shit out of me.
Okay, but that's like legalized sport.
Well, it wasn't, because the game stopped, and that was her.
Suzie, you're not naughty.
John Anderson told me off. I know, it's first time. I was like, good girl, really. Well, that's why I wanted to be an evil gladiator, or like, it's not an evil, but like a bit more feisty, like they're allowed to be now, because yeah, some people I didn't really have. I had to like hold in my rage a lot on that, and also I didn't necessarily do the games where you could release it, like Duel, and I was swinging around trying to catch people.
Yeah, when people actually get in fights, I'm not talking about hooligans, but you know, when people actually swing the first punch.
I don't think girls fight that much as than boys in the sort of playground or so. Girls bitch and they're like, it's all verbal fighting.
Yeah. No, just one.
Okay.
I was about 8, I think. My only one and only. Oh no.
How did you fight?
Corey Redman was his name.
Oh, crikey! It's really.
Oh no, he was a lovely lad. We were mates.
Really affected you.
No, I just remember him because he was a bit of a legend. He was very good at sports. We got in some Arnie Barney about something.
Arnie Barney?
Yeah, it's a new one. It's not Archie Bargy, it's Arnie Barney.
Okay.
But I punched him and he moved and my hand went through the chain link fence. You know, and got my hand stuck.
What, your big hands?
Shut up. They're massive hands.
Really big hands.
But yeah.
Flynn was quite impressed with talking of big hands. My grip yesterday. My grip test.
Oh yeah.
He got a bit scared because I was getting into his.
Yes.
Yes. I'm coming back, Flynn.
And you're beating me on the vertical jump still because I've lost all my mojo.
That's an anomaly for a while. I have got springy legs. That's why I used to feel really like
how?
Flat when I'm doing any sort of bounding, jumping things. So I used to just be able to just boing around on my aerobics days and gymnastics. So I was boinging.
You were Tigger.
Boingy. Boingy's coming back. The boing is back.
What's coming back?
Me, boinging.
Oh, you're boinging.
I am me, boingy.
Yes. See? Oh, your session today as well.
Oh, God.
Wear your sports bra.
I need a super sports. I've just put it in the wash. It was like,
why don't we get some scaffolding out?
Well, I used to call my mum's bras...
Tents?
Harnesses.
Oh, sorry.
Harnesses, because back in the day, before I had slightly larger breasts or back, my mum's boobs are still quite big, and my bras were like nowhere near.
I felt your mum's bum once, didn't I?
You literally just.
I know. Oh my God! It was in that. We were in that caravan you had down in. Where was that?
That's my grandparents'
And she walked past. I wasn't looking. I thought it was you, and pinched.
She was wearing my dressing gown, my leopard print dressing gown thing.
And I pinched
even back then, people,
bum.
20-odd everybody wearing leopard print.
She didn't seem to mind.
She loved it.
Yeah. Probably. See.
Anyway,
only human.
Cars. I'm going to talk about.
A bit of a jump.
I know. Let's get off the fact that you're pinching
your
my
mum's bum like a bonnet. I see what you've done there.
Booty.
Yes, booty.
Get it?
Yeah. You've been very helpful with my cars because you often have to bump start them.
Well, I was just two things. One, what the hell is all these new fangled wangled cars brands that nobody even knows what they are? You know, back in the old days, that's a Vauxhall, that's a Peugeot, that's a Range Rover, that's this. We all know those. So who are these new ones?
So there's one called. It's not DHD or I think it's 3 letters. I think it's an Asian. They had the CEO in the Times. Who I've never heard of the brand. We've seen it and gone, what's that?
Yeah, exactly.
And phenomenal profit margin it's already making. Yeah. But someone was telling me about electric cars that you're going to start getting taxed more.
Yes.
Now everyone's fucking buying them. So I bought the diesel van, old Prescott, 2 Jags Prescott, said, get diesel, it's better for the environment, bought the van, and then he went, oh, sorry. I got the decimal point in the wrong place. And then we got taxed hugely for diesel.
Diesel was expensive, and also then it wasn't, we're in a ULEZ compliant area, so you couldn't drive it here because it was...
But don't you look back, you reminisce, but I would love to have, if you could choose any of your first cars, or any of your cars previously, what car would you have again? I would go for my Honda Civic, which was my first car, which was my granddad's car. Then he died, and they left it for me.
Well, granddad's car, then he died.
Okay, well, he passed away.
He passed it on to you.
He was a legend
when he left. Yes.
and then they passed me the Honda Civic, which was Honda-matic. It was so quick.
What does that mean?
It was like.
Was it automatic?
It was belt driven, so it was automatic. Yeah, it was automatic.
Right.
But if you put it in star, which was it had
like
drive,
my sport mode?
I'd still remember. I'd love to get, and then you put it in star. It was quicker.
In star.
It had a little star below drive.
Okay.
And it would beat.
Well, shift.
It would beat my mum's 3 litre Capri off the mark
for about a second.
20 meters. Sorry, voice went high. Yeah, and I would love to just get in one again, just to reminisce.
But so I was going to say about cars that your parents had. I remember my mum had one of those like Cortinas. It was like a reddy orange, but like vinyl black, which literally burnt the back of your legs. I mean, nowadays people are like, you can't leave your children down. You've got to have the car seat. You've got to sit in the back. Which I completely understand now. But back in the day when, we're Gen X, so we're tough. We were like thrown in the back of cars, left in hot cars in car parks, no seat belts, like 10 kids. When you had like kids' parties, like your birthday, literally like, 10 kids to the ice rink, chuck them in, pile them in, everybody sit on a lap, find a space, off we go, and back again. But I had a Vauxhall Nova. That was my own first car. I used to nick my brother's or drive share, shall we say. So I didn't, because obviously I'm not the golden child, so I didn't get bought a car. I had to buy my own car. I had to buy my own car. My brother got given a car. Let's just put it out there. Again, it's been going on for about 3 years. I'm 53 now. I forgot.
35.
Yes.
I thought I was very clever when I was joyriding my dad's car.
So Mark has a reputation for doing things without actually thinking about it sometimes.
Well, I was an only child. I had to pass the time.
You're bored.
My dad had some flashy cars when we were younger. He had an XJS, and it was parked outside. So I thought I don't know where I'd seen this, but I chalked the tyre.
Probably sort of like.
And I chalked the pavement where it's parked. But what I didn't realise is obviously as you drive the car and the wheels, to actually line that exact chalk mark up. I wanted to make sure I parked it in exactly the same spot.
Hutch or something.
But I think I was about.
Well, and also, can we just explain, how old do you think you were?
13, 14.
So you looked about 9 when you were about 13, 14.
Yeah, you had a
so
full
can you
beard.
imagine tiny little ginger freckle thing driving
on an
this
XJS.
Massive long car? Did you even know how to drive it?
Automatic.
Yeah, but how did you reverse it out?
Oh, Dad had a driver up in town when he was working up in town.
He drove out for you?
No, Derek used to let me drive it in the car parks.
Oh.
He taught me how to do handbrake turns and stuff.
So, brilliant. Driving around and then drive it back. Your parents knew?
No. They might now.
Hi.
But he had one of the sexiest cars, and I've always wanted it. I feel it's a bit late now, but I always wanted to get one, rent one, and pick Dad up in it. He had a Jensen Interceptor, which was this monster. I think it was a V8. It was just this monster of a car.
It's a Jeremy Clarkson style car.
Oh, it was beautiful. I think they have had one on one of their shows or whatever, but he had it for a bit. But I do remember as a really young kid, like I must have been 6, and you get very excited at that age. They just start it up, and the sound was just like felt like you were in a racing car. Yeah.
And didn't you have some weird stereo thing?
Yeah. So before cassettes, they were called massive big. Oh, I should know this. Yeah, basically it was a bit not.
Almost like a VHS video.
Yes, it looked like a VHS, and you put in Johnny Mathis or Dean Martin, and off you go.
With your cigar.
Yeah.
He
was smoking everything then.
Oh.
I forget, he was literally, he started cigarettes and he moved.
Smoking in cars.
Yeah.
But see, I had friends that...
But I've seen that recently. 2 parents in the front smoking, windows closed, small kids in the back. And I think that you should be legally allowed to cull them.
I still have a problem with, obviously, now with smartphones, people can, people used to be driving and on their phone. No. But how are you allowed to smoke and drive?
But then you could argue with drinking and eating.
Yeah, but that's survival. You don't need a cigarette.
Well, you don't need to have a sandwich. You're not going to die if you don't.
No, But that's like a quick bite and then you put it down, or not the way you do.
I think the way people can. No, I disagree. I think.
Well, I don't. I disagree with smoking in cars. Full stop.
But I think eating is more dangerous. If you think about sometimes when you're eating and you've got something between your laps, especially if you're on your own and you're not feeding me, the feeder, then I think that's more dangerous. When especially in your manual car and you're trying to.
Something's like lit. What if you drop it? If you drop a sandwich on the floor, you're not going to necessarily crash unless it's a banana skin or something. If you drop a cigarette or ash, or you've got to look down to put the ash somewhere.
True.
Other than chucking it out the window like most people
do. All right, Suzie. I don't
like smoking.
Don't you?
So Toby, our landlord, smokes, doesn't he? And sometimes he's like, literally puts his cigarette out and then walks in the gym. And I'm like, oi, out! Do not come in here with your nicotine breath wafting around everywhere.
Very strict.
No, I'm strict on smoking. I don't like it. But so I have friends when we were teens, when we all first started driving, and Tasha had a automatic Mini. Yes. It was brown.
Oh,
it was really, really not a nice looking car, but it was fun. And it was literally about 2 inches off the ground. So if you got like 4 people in it, it was literally like Flintstone's car.
Gordon was bought a brown Austin Allegro. Remember we saw one going past on a transporter.
Oh, yeah.
And I took a photo and you were like, oh my.
That's not nice.
I mean, if he had any street cred, it was gone. Gordon driving in that was like just a big limp dick.
It was literally like a go-kart. So there was a club we used to go to in St Albans, Batchwood Hall. And it was in sort of a country club like golf setting because we were posh in Hertfordshire. And so you just drive up this big long driveway with speed ramps. What? So speed, I was going bumps and ramps. There are rumps, speed rumps.
They should be called that. Yeah.
Speed ramps, and obviously going at speed, and we're like got music blaring, and it's probably about 10 o'clock at night or whatever. Later because we had clubs really late, for about 8:30. We're driving up, and obviously we were all like laughing with her, and suddenly she didn't see the speed rump. So we just literally shout ramp, and literally it was almost like a Dukes of Hazzard. Obviously not, but that's how it felt at the time. Because she literally at speed took off and then like landed. Luckily the car carried on and wasn't broken. I think there was only just us 2 in the car. There'd been 4 people. I think it had just gone.
When we met, I never had the pickup, did I?
No, you had Peugeot 205,
so I had
which continually used to break down.
Yeah, if it was
black
damp.
One,
if it was damp or wet, you'd have to bump start it.
In my Buffalo trainers.
But because you didn't know how to bump start it.
No, I was like, I'm happy to push. I'm literally like, just give me push. But I'd always have like my big trainers or something, not things that you want to be pushing a car and they'd always fall off or like running down the road.
Pickup when I was landscaping.
Pickup girls.
And all right. When we were playing at Roston Park, I picked, back in the day, open pickup. I pick up the whole team. So we have 17 people. Obviously,
very small lads.
3 in the front. It was just a single cab pickup, and then everyone else standing on the back. And we used to go around the back, and it became a tradition that if we were playing at home, we'd pick everyone up from the club, and we have played down in Richmond Park back in the day because we were seconds or whatever it was. And then there was a railway crossing, and so I'd hit that at speed so that everyone would fly. I mean,
trying to kill the team before they played.
Well, we did lose one player. I suddenly got hit as we'd gone past, and I was getting smacked on the windscreen. We've lost one, and he'd fallen off.
Oh my god!
He was all right. He was a flanker, so they don't mind.
Doesn't matter. Don't need him.
But yeah, I think now, obviously, our kids, Amber's got like a 1 litre petrol, but it won't be long until their first cars will be electric and really fucking boring. I mean, I'm still getting my head around the hybrid thing I've got, which actually the engine is super weak. But when you combine it with the electric, it's quite powerful. But
yeah, it's going to be an interesting drive to France.
Well, how many times do I have to fill it up? Yeah. Yeah. Because when you've got electric...
It's very comfy.
Yeah, I will end up getting something else. I will end up,
but
I don't want it to hear me because I think cars they have souls.
Of course they do.
But this one, it's more of it's like an AI soul. It's not. My van had a proper human soul.
Yeah.
This one is like Alexa.
Yes, she's listening. Hello, Mark. But she's listening to everything.
Yeah, I know. So
you
have
to
be
turn
careful.
Off everything, don't you, to drive it while
it beeps and does everything.
And tells you what to do, where to go, and.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. There's something I'm still of the era that when I'm driving to France, I'm slightly on edge because I'm so used to cars that used to break down. And we're like, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? And still now, I mean, the van, well, we did once, but yeah.
Yes, that was a special.
That was my fault for overfilling it with oil. What a plonker.
What
Trying to do the right thing.
Well, okay, well, Amber's coming back this week, and
we've got the National Sevens coming up.
So that will have happened by the time this one comes out, I think. So, yeah, it's all rugby. But then Easter holidays, what are we looking forward to in Easter holidays? Well, we're back.
We're going to France.
We're going to France for a week.
You can use your French.
I'll just call everybody an April Fool.
Say it.
Poisson d'avril.
Oh, beautiful.
Ah, you poisson d'avril. I'm going to say that.
You wouldn't say you poisson d'avril.
Yeah, I would, because I'm Anglais. Parlez-vous Français, people.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we're there.
Word to your mother.
We're there. And have a great week.
Yes,
April
please.
Fool's pranks. Let us know what you got up to, or if you heard of anyone doing any silly shenanigans.
Good word.
Shenanigans. Bye-bye.